Do you consider yourself healthy if no disease symptom has presented itself? After you watch this presentation video, it may surprise you and change what you may have thought. Ever wonder why some people can fall sick so frequently? Such as constantly sick with flu, a cough, a cold, or always has stomach discomfort. Was it because they want to get medical leave from their employer? I believe you will have noticed, some people just seem like, can't recover fully when they're sick, or very slow in their recovery. Do you know why? Over here, we're also concerned about unable to defense cancer and other diseases. Every year, in United States, there are more than 1 million Americans get cancer. This is something very serious. Per scientists, human beings can live up to 120 years old. One real-life example can be taken from Jeanne Calment, a French woman, whose life was till 122 years plus. World Health Organization has projected that between 2000 to 2050, the world's population for those aged above 60 years old will double from 11% to 22%. While for aged 80 years old will quadruple to 395 million. And by 2050, the older adults will outnumber children under the age of 14. This chart shows you that the life expectancy of the world population is in an increasing trend. You may notice that Japan, South Korea, and United Kingdom life expectancy is higher than the world average. Reading from the chart, you may want to ask, how many people are really die of old age? What I can share with you is that disease prevention is the key to lengthen one's life expectancy. But to achieve that, meaning not just from the angle of long life, but longevity with good health. Do you agree that what is the point to live long but with poor health? If so, you need to know that we're all teeming with all kind of microbes through the air we breathe, the food and drinks we consume, and things we touch. You need to deal with some invisible enemies early and head on. Contrary to what you may have believed, it is no longer enough to protect yourself from heart, liver, skin, and your other bodily diseases anymore. You need a strong team of army to deal with those invisible enemies. Bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi. These are the invisible deadly invaders that can threaten your life. You need to act fast and act now, before it is too late for prevention to happen. When you have increased fatigue, or notice some unusual changes on how your body behaves, this could due to the disease may have existed in the body for some time already, they're now manifesting outward with signs and symptoms. So, to take care of your health seriously, you must act now. Although these invisible enemies you can't see it through your naked eyes, because they are just too small in size for you to see without using special medical devices. But you must not take them lightly. Bacteria and viruses are responsible for causing many diseases. Many highly infectious diseases such as severe acute respiratory syndrome, or SARS, pneumonia, hepatitis, influenza, or tuberculosis are the results. Actions that you can immediately take now is to support yourself with a healthy diet, and have sufficient rest. Also, you need to avoid excessive stress as stress will cause you fall sick more easily, and provide room for the bacteria and viruses to harm your body. This chart shows you the top 10 global causes of death in year 2000. A non-communicable disease is a disease that is not transmissible directly from one person to another. But for a communicable disease, it can be spread from one person to another through a variety of ways that include through viruses or bacteria, such as breathing in an airborne virus, or through contact with contaminated surfaces. Examples include colds, the flu, or HIV. Through the chart, you can see that the death data for communicable diseases is not less alarming than non-communicable diseases. This tells you that you must not look at the invisible enemies, the viruses and the bacteria, lightly. I believe you have heard about antibiotics. But, do you think the discovery of antibiotics is really that effective to ward off diseases? The answer is not completely yes. In fact, some will say no. Why? Why some say no, is because the discovery of antibiotics has put us to place emphasis on medicine and drugs, and take lightly on our own bodily, internal defense against diseases. In short, the discovery of antibiotics is not enough on its own to prevent pathogens and foreign substances attack. Although, it can be effective when combining with other things as a whole. Nutrition versus drugs, which one is better? The answer is both are important. To say which is better is subjected to your health and illness condition, as each one has its own role when comes to fight diseases. When they can complement each other, complete and faster recovery from illnesses will be more encouraging. This quote from Yolanda Adams that, "Good food is healthy food, for you to live better" is absolutely correct. Given that today's food mostly contains preservatives and pesticides, and that they are highly processed, thus lack the nutrients your body needs. This picture showed you some of the foods that you should try to avoid. Although, we all know that sometimes it may be difficult to do so, as we now live in a world that emphasizes do things fast, faster, and fastest. Hence fast food was born. Foods that you should avoid include 1. Greasy, high cholesterol food, 2. Alcoholic beverages, 3. Foods that are high in fats and refined sugar. These are animal-based foods. Animal-based foods are high in fat, calories, and cholesterol. Long-term consumption of animal-based foods can lead you to obesity, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and weakening your body immune system. Instead, you should consume more fruits, vegetables, and wholesome plant foods. These are the wholesome plant-based foods. Wholesome plant-based foods are rich in phytochemicals, antioxidants, and polysaccharides. They are important to strengthen your body defenses against diseases. Plant-based foods are good to keep your immune system in optimal condition. So, you must not overlook to take them but to explore ways to obtain them. Although, deficiency in protein, minerals, and vitamins are bad to your immune system, however, most people do not lack these nutrients in their body in this day and age. Although, balanced nutrition is a must, but you must not overlook this something, which is very important to prevent you from getting illnesses, and also helping in your health recovery and pursuit. Let me repeat this, there is no substitute to this something, as it is more potent and effective than any drug you can find. In short, this something can protect you naturally without any harmful side effects. Your internal army needs to provide you with two important lines of defense. Number 1. Unless, with cut, punctuated or otherwise, your skin can protect you by secreting antibacterial substances, like sweat, tears, or sebum, to trap and break down the cell walls of harmful invaders. Number 2. Your second line of defense should include various organs in your body, such as lymph nodes and the spleen. It must also work together, via a circulating system of lymph fluid and blood to kill harmful invaders. I guess, you may know who is your internal army team that can do all these for you now. But, before we go through more about your body internal army team or the so-called world's best doctor, you need to give them high morale support. What do I mean by you need to give them high morale support? What I mean is that, you need to provide them with a healthy diet, and also give them sufficient rest. You must also not pressurize them until they become too stressful. You must have positive thinking so that they can function properly. If you have itchy throat or watery eyes, what does this tell you? These signs hint to you that your internal army team or the so-called world's best doctor is starting to work for you. Look at the above picture's equation. Do you know who is your internal army or your world's best doctor now? I guess so. Balanced nutrition plus immune system is equals to good health and longevity. So, your immune system is your strong internal army team or your world's best doctor that is important for you to achieve good health and longevity. Now, you may be wondering how your body's immune system can perform such an amazing job for you. When your immune system functions well, your body white blood cells and the immune chemicals work together to confront the harmful invaders. This will enable your body to defend effectively against many diseases, prevent viral infections, heal wounds, and kill cancerous cells. The immune cells keep a vigilant watch and ready to kill off mutated cells that has the potential to develop into cancer. The immune system is not one specific organ or location in your body, but several different organs, various cells, and many chemicals working in harmony for it to function properly. Let us go through them. Your bone marrow is like an army factory. It creates red blood cells and white blood cells. White blood cells, or the immune cells, are like army of the immune system. You can regard thymus as your immune system training ground. This gland produces hormones necessary for the development of T cells. Thymus assigns T cells their fighting duties that serves as immune defenses. Peyer's patches are your intestinal guard. They are clusters of tissue in the lower small intestine. These patches house defensive cells that responds to invading microorganisms in the gastrointestinal tract. You can treat lymph nodes as your little pockets of battlegrounds where billions of white blood cells gather to wage war. Lymph nodes are clustered along lymph vessels, in the groin, abdomen, armpits, neck, and elsewhere. There are billions of white blood cells gathered to fight infections. A swollen lymph node is a good sign that your immune system is hard at work. This is the result of lymph nodes enlarged with foreign invaders and white blood cells to the point where you feel the swelling. Lymph nodes are also effective as a drainage system where they can filter the lymph fluid to remove harmful bacteria and cancer cells. You can associate blood filtering with your spleen. The spleen is the largest lymphatic organ and is a blood reservoir. It removes dead blood cells, engulfed bacteria, and virus. The spleen also signals B cells to produce large quantities of antibodies. The tonsils guards against invasion via the nose and mouth. It plays an important role in your upper respiratory tract protection. Appendix is your friendly immune assistant. Although, it is an ideal place for bacteria to collect, and to potentially cause inflammation. Nevertheless, appendix assists with B cell maturation and antibody production. It directs white blood cells to other parts of your body and to inform white blood cells when there are invaders in the digestive tract. It also suppresses harmful antibody responses. White blood cells are your trusty soldier, so to speak. White blood cells specialize in bodily defense. White blood cells consist of B cells, T cells, phagocytes, and granulocytes. B cells provide specific immunity via antibodies, also known as immunoglobulins. The antibodies produced will lock onto assigned invaders before destroy them. For T cells, it provides nonspecific immunity by destroying enemies regardless of type. Phagocytes and granulocytes are enemies eater. Phagocytes kill large enemy cells by engulfing and digesting them, while granulocytes destroy invaders with potent chemical granules. By look at this equation again, I believe you now have a better idea of what your internal army team can do for you, as well as who is your world's best doctor is. None other than your body immune system. But you also need to be aware of two things. Firstly, factors that can cause your immune system malfunction. Factors that can cause your immune system malfunction included: 1. Genetics, 2. Chemotherapy or radiation therapy, 3. Excessive exercise, 4. Aging, 5. Stress, and 6. Unbalanced diet. Example of a weak immune system, as in acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, or AIDS, will make your body unable to combat germs effectively. Cancer is also a sign that your body immune system is malfunction. Secondly, you must be aware that an overactive immune system is also not good for you. Why? Simply because an overactive immune system will make your internal army team not able to differentiate which substance is your friend and which one is your enemy. Your immune system will treat them all the same, as if they are all harmful to you. This will result in allergies, or some serious immune diseases. There are three main types of allergies, which is 1. Respiratory tract allergy, that caused sneezing, runny nose, coughing and watery eyes; 2. Food allergy, that caused vomiting, nausea, abdominal pain and diarrhea; and 3. Skin allergy, that caused rashes, dermatitis, boils, and blisters. The cause for respiratory tract allergy is caused by substances such as dust, pollen, animal fur, and cigarette smoke. As for food allergy, it is usually caused by milk, nuts, eggs, and the shellfish. But for skin allergy, it can be caused by drugs, cosmetics, chemical substances, insect bites, certain type of fabrics, and metals. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation video. I do hope you have gained some useful knowledge for achieving good health and longevity.